Rain. More and more rain. And mud. And water.
Okay, alright, that's enough.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Moto Aftermath Show. We are winding down this outdoor season, aren't we? 2 races left. This was number 3, and freaking
Feels like we just started. It's crazy.
No, it doesn't.
It's been a long outdoor season, but it's just crazy that we're already with only 2 races to go.
Yep. So, couple housekeeping things. Number 1, don't forget, smash those like buttons, the share buttons. Tell your friends about the videos. Watch the videos, put them on repeat, turn the sound off, go to bed, leave your phone safe.
Comment on the videos.
Comment on the videos, whatever. Don't forget to, we have the Amazon links down below, which we're affiliated with. So if you click the link and go on Amazon and buy anything, not what the link necessarily takes you to, but anything, we get a small slice of that. Helps us out, helps me feed Man, Bear, Pig.
Okay.
Yep.
Anyways, just
that's a thing.
It's a thing.
Also, don't forget, follow us on Facebook. We're starting to do some low-budget podcasts on Facebook.
And I mean, even if you want to ask why we're doing them, because apparently that's a thing too.
We're doing them because we like to talk about motocross.
Because didn't some guy this week go, why?
And I asked him, why what?
And he
never
said anything
responded.
back.
Dumbass. Hopefully he sees this and he'll probably start bitching.
Probably.
Whatever.
Probably.
Anywho. Yeah, so like us on Facebook, we do live live feed with the practice update after we watch practice on Saturdays, and then we do the I'm dying. Hold on. Alright. Yeah, so Facebook, Amazon, here, podcast, we got it all. Okay, great. Cool. Let's move on. Unadilla.
Mud.
Round 10.
Mud.
We had a mutter.
Finally!
It was great!
It took till, what's today, August 10th? No, 12th. August 12th.
Carry the 3. Yeah, it's the 12th.
It took till August 12th out of probably, what, 10 different times this year for us to finally have a mutter.
Finally have a mutter.
And it was a mutter.
It was. It was. The 450 guys only rode 2 20-minute motos.
Yep.
Didn't even ride 230s. The
Nope.
250 guys rode a 30-minute and a 20-minute.
Yep.
They had to shorten it. We went on a 2-hour and 27-minute rain delay.
I thought it was almost 2 hours and 45.
They
Either
said
way, it was a long time.
Long rain delay. There was lightning, so they cut the first 450 moto short, and then lined the 250s up after delaying it for a half hour. Then there was another cell moving in, and it was a fiasco. It was a fiasco.
But at least they finished the second motos.
Did. Absolutely. It was wild. They cut out Screw You in the second motos because we knew no one was making it up and down those hills.
Nope. Not going to happen. Not going to happen.
So, yeah. That's pretty much it. I mean, it was
it's a mutter. I mean,
Yeah,
you know what you get when you get a mutter.
It was nuts.
Of course, though, it would happen at Unadilla. I mean, the unfortunate thing is it might not be our last mutter of the year. We might get one at Crawfordsville.
Because that usually happens.
It usually
does. So, one other thing we're going to touch on before we jump into this is we just want to talk about the rookies a little bit that started their pro career today. So we had
Jace Pennington,
Joey Crown, and Justin Cooper. And I would say not bad days for all of them.
Pennington was 21st. He's going to continue to build. Not a lot of hype around him. More around Joey Crown, local kid from Michigan. I think he's going to get stronger. There's only 2 rounds to go. He's one of those kids that would have excelled if he would have debuted at Southwick because he's a sand kid growing up riding Baja and Bulldogs. I expect him to be top 15 the next 2 rounds. But Justin Cooper, are we going to kind of say that you never luck into anything, but that second one was definitely a product of the fact that it was mud?
Oh yeah,
he got
second. He got second in the second moto.
Yeah.
But a great start. Came out of the box second, or came out of the gate second, and just never let it go. But yeah, that was kind of a He's good.
He's good. He's smooth.
And he's definitely the best of the new crop that came in this year. But yeah, he definitely got lucky there.
If you're him, I know that he said top 10, but from your point of view, are you thinking just top 10 the next 2 rounds, or do you think that because he got 12th the first moto and he kind of faded about 25 minutes
I think
in?
top 15's
top 15
realistic goal for him.
Yeah, me too.
So
okay.
Yeah, so that's basically on the track and the rookies, and we'll get into the 250s here. See what happens when you want to try to plan shit out? Alright, so we fucked up. So we were just talking about the rookies, and then as soon as we got done filming that segment and went to film this segment, we went, well, Justin Cooper, 5th overall on the day. Great job, Justin Cooper.
Great job, Justin Cooper.
212 for 5th overall.
Oh, God.
So we already talked about him. So moving on. 4th overall, Fernandez.
Good, man. Just keeps building. You knew he was going to be good if it was going to be a mudder, and especially the Euro-style Unadilla track.
Would have been interesting to see if it was dry the whole time, how he did. I don't know. He wasn't overly impressive all day that I really saw. I mean, he was a top 5 guy, but that's been pretty much his MO all year, so
If you're in that camp, though, and I think we touched on it after the Washougal show, but are you going to kind of call it, I mean, I know we got 2 rounds to go, this year a success for him? Or do you think
I'd call it pretty okay for first year in the U.S. I mean, he had a couple podiums in Supercross, which we didn't think he was going to do shit in, really. And now he's got, win at Glen Helen, and I mean, he's
like
been
in
the top 5. Yeah, he's doing well. I would say he's doing pretty well. I would call it a successful first year.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way.
Okay.
So, yeah. So, Dylan, great job, buddy.
Great job, man.
Out there killing it.
3rd place.
3rd place?
Zach Osborne.
Zach Osborne.
Did not wrap up the championship this week.
Did not.
These last 2 weeks have kind of been a struggle for him a little bit. Yeah, and I know with the mud moto, but...
Mud was weird, though.
But the first moto, he wasn't overly great either.
But it started raining the first
I know.
Moto, so.
I don't know. He's going to win this championship, barring anything crazy.
Next week.
Yeah, it's pretty much going to be over.
After the first moto, he'll have it wrapped up, so that's good for him. He's... Something else happened to him today that we'll talk about later in the show.
Yep.
But other than that, I mean, what can you say? It's just another thing. It was a bad day, and he's still 3rd overall.
Right place, right time, man. Even on your bad days, they're good days.
His year.
It is his year.
His year.
I mean, you get rid of the point that you can't really say much about him unless he completely just goes off the map and has a 12th, which obviously hasn't happened. So
yep.
He just keeps saying, "Hey, more top 5s for Zacho." I mean, he wrote good. So
yep.
And on to the 2nd place guy.
There we go.
No, I'm not gonna be on as hard as you as Washougal, but are we?
There we go.
Are we getting in the? Are we getting there where this whole thing's gonna stop dogging on him? Because did he not run away with that first moto?
Yes, he did.
Okay, we gonna get a little bit more respect out of you for him.
We're building.
Oh, we're building.
Trust is a building.
Well, he's 3rd in the points now due to some technical, but still.
I trusted him for a long time. The last 12 months, though. Okay, he's great. Or last year, I trusted him a lot more, and then he just proved me wrong all the time. We're talking about Joey Savacci, in case you haven't figured that out. 2nd overall on the day. First moto ran away with it. 2nd moto not so great, but the mud always makes things weird.
Honestly, though, I mean, yeah, if you want to look at how far he was back from 3rd up first, but I'd say considering what happened to him within the first moto and just the mud, that I'd say 4th was good.
Yeah, I mean, it was fine. I don't know. He's making progress. He's on his meds still. I
would say that he's made the most amount of progress out of anybody, and if he wins the next 2, which I think honestly, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it, that had it not rained as bad as it did, he would have gone 1-1 or at least 1-2 and got another overall.
Yeah.
Can we honestly start looking back, saying that if he wins the next 2, that had he not had his struggles at the beginning of the season, that he might be the points leader right now? Because he would have more wins than Zach Osborne.
Possibly.
I'm saying, if he not had his bike problems. I'm not saying,
Yeah, I mean, it would have been close, but it's the same thing as J-Mart. J-Mart doesn't have those bike problems and stuff.
But Savacci has been clearing away better than J-Mart was even when J-Mart was at his best. because Joey already has 3. J-Mart only had 1, even without the bike problems.
I guess, but you're looking at it. It's in the same essence as Jeremy Martin.
I know,
because Jeremy Martin, like I said, he freaking at one point was only like 20 points back or something, and you go, well, if he doesn't have this DNF and even gets like a top 10, and he doesn't have this bike or this crash here or whatever, I mean, it's if, ands, whats, or buts. But
I just look at it where Joey was back at Red Bull.
If you have J-Mart and Savachi both don't have their bike problems,
I say Joey's still better.
They're this points.
Oh, it's a lot
chase
closer.
is a lot closer all of a sudden. So.
I just look at where Joey was back at round 6 at Red Bud to where he is now, and dude, he was in like 10th in the points, and now he's 3rd. I'm not saying it because even though Joey's not my guy, I still like him. I'm just looking at it as how bad his Supercross season ended. And say what you want, but if he does go out and win these next 2, which had the rain not, he could have gone 5 for 5 or won 5 in a row. He might be the points leader right now. I mean, once again, it's a lot of coulda, shoulda, woulda, and that's not how life works. But you gotta kind of look at it and be like, dude, like if they'd have got that bike figured out and whatever was going on with him mentally, like, holy shit, he could have won this championship, like straight up. I just look at it, it's like, dude, like this has been one of the craziest turnarounds I've seen in a long time because most guys don't normally figure it out this late in the year, and he's done well. So
yeah,
here's to see what curious what happens the next 2 rounds and stuff. But you got to peg him for a win the next 2 rounds, even if somebody doesn't like the guy because he's been on fire since Millville.
Yeah, you could. So, and then before we get to number 1 overall, let's just talk about Adam Cianciarulo.
He's a head case, man.
When is his luck going to turn around outdoors, or is he just never going to be an outdoors rider again?
I'm going to just go ahead and say it. He's mentally soft. Mentally, he is not there. He has not proven that he can put it together for 35 minutes at a high pace, being pressured or pressure on him to do well outdoors yet.
But do you think he'll win a Supercross title?
I think Supercross is different.
But do you think he'll win a title in Supercross?
Do you mean before he goes to the 450 class?
Yes.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Not this next year if Zacho's in it, even though you do. I think that he'll be in the running for it. But I think before he goes to the 450 class, he will. But we all know, once again and stuff, that if you get a start in Supercross and you are substantially faster than everybody else, you can mail it in, at the 6-7 lap mark, where outdoors, a lot of these guys don't really get into a groove till 15, 20 minutes in. Mm-hmm. And it seems like AC is the opposite. He goes backwards at that point. And I don't even know if it's a cardio thing. I think it's goes back to what we were talking about earlier. It's a mental thing.
Yep.
I don't think he can do it for 35 minutes. I hate saying that because I like the kid, but I just don't think he's got it outdoors.
Yep.
And which leads me to believe that he may never win an outdoor championship ever.
Maybe not. But and it's funny because he came off the mini bikes and everybody was like, oh, he's so good, but he's never been good outdoors.
No.
On a big bike. Never.
No, he's never
rookie season, then he was hurt for however many years.
And then he came back last year.
A whole different thing. So
yeah.
And
it's
we'll touch on that when we get into Supercross predictions going forward. But yeah, I don't know. He was, and the reason we bring him up, first moto, whole shots, leads the first 10 minutes, and then washes the front end.
And it was because Joey was hounding him. It wasn't because he was out front. He just made a dumb mistake. Joey was hounding him, and he just made a stupid mental mistake.
Yep.
So
anywho,
it's disappointing.
First overall, Jeremy Martin.
Finally. Can you say finally? Because I want to say finally.
See, I still think that is the biggest disappointment ever.
Well, now we find out that he's doing another full year in the 250 class and not going Supercross 250 and then to 450. So it's like, I don't know. I still believe in J-Mart, but I really was hoping that he was just going to ride the 250 in Supercross and then go 450 outdoors and just get the Tiddler career over and done with and go to the big boy class. I don't even know, to be honest with you. I really don't. I don't know what to think about him. I mean, it was finally, but he rode good at the first moto. Was actually closing in on Joey. You can say Joey maybe was mailing it in, but had that mud race not happened and he not ripped a whole shot, I definitely did. He ain't winning the overall.
No. So, do you think he just progressively over the next couple of years just fades into the sunset, becomes...
No, because I think his name still carries too much weight in the industry. I think the only way that would happen is if he completely just has another, I don't even know, because he's never had a good Supercross season. But the thing about him is it's funny that we always talk about how bad he is in Supercross, but we also forget that there was years where he led the points. It's just his bad races are so bad that it makes you forget that when he's on it.
That is true also.
Because think about 2 years ago on the East Coast, he was leading the points when he was still with Yamaha.
Yeah.
He had led the points for 2 rounds. Now it's only 2 rounds, but still, like, I think we just forget because his bad races have been sometimes he doesn't even make mains.
Yeah.
So I think it's just, I think the only way that would happen is if he just completely botches next year and like doesn't even end up in the top 5 in the points in either Supercross or Outdoors.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. It's going to be curious to see now with the new transition of Larocco leaving Geico and Dan Betley going from the Honda squad.
Yep.
Down there, if there's more expectations or not.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah, be interesting.
Oh, one more thing though. How about him almost just completely KOing himself on that last lap before the finish?
Oh my God! So at Unadilla, for anybody who doesn't know, there's you hit a little double jump, go down in this valley, and come back up to the finish line jump. Last lap of the second moto, literally right in front of him, Lapper hits the double jump into the valley, cross ruts,
like literally right in front of him,
literally
right before him.
And like J-Mart, as he's jumping, is like shit, has to like change lines, almost tags this Lapper on the way down, and like barely keeps it on the track, like to the point that he goes.
Would that have just been his luck had he just tagged the rear fender and gone over the
Would have been
bars?
J-Mart 2017 all over it, man.
It's just that would have been his luck.
Yep.
That really would have been his luck. But yeah, so good on him. He finally got first win, first overall since High Point, and then first moto win since Redbud.
Yep.
So good on him. It looks like anything crazy unless Joey does go out and win the next 2 and J Mart like gets like 7th. That he's going to end up 2nd in the points by technicality because of his brother A-Mart. But it's still not a successful season to me because I think a lot of us pegged him as the champion this year.
Yep.
So
which is really sad to say that you get 2nd at the points and we're like, yeah, it was a
but
shitty season
isn't this the day and age that we're in now?
Yep.
That if you're expected to win a championship and even if you get 2nd, it's like that with everything.
Oh yeah.
It's terrible, but it's just how life is nowadays.
Yep.
So
anything else on 250s?
No, not really. I think that kind of covered it.
All right, cool. We'll move on. Class.
450 class. That's sprinkling some.
Yes, sprinkling some fucking voodoo rain on the 450 class, I guess.
I mean, nothing really crazy happened in each moto other than the mud motos.
Yeah, it wasn't really wild and crazy. It really did start raining and getting windy during the first 450 moto.
Yes.
Then it got red flagged 20 minutes in because there was lightning.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously the second one was shorter.
Kind of just to follow the leader and not try to watch the front end.
Yes, pretty much. Yeah, there wasn't anything super exciting. Now we could start 5th overall. Blake Baggett.
Great the first moto. Was putting on a
Great
charge.
The first moto.
Was putting on a huge charge at the end, and that's cool.
No, we're fine. Go ahead.
Okay. Putting on a charge at the end of that second or end of that first moto and stuff, and I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I know that he closed the gap a couple times, and then Marv kind of got a sense of urgency and dropped the hammer again, but. I really believe had it not gotten red flagged, that Baggett might... I don't want to say he was going to get him, but I definitely think it would have been maybe like half a bike length at the finish. Because he was really putting pressure on him, but then he was the one that really got screwed out of the whole deal.
Yeah,
everybody else was like, thank God. And he's like, shit.
Yep.
So,
but that Velcro. So he's got his thumb issue, and I guess this morning he was working on Velcroing his thumb to the bar so he could hold on, which is wild, but it seemed to work the first moto, so I think the second moto he just got a bad start, was buried.
And you ain't going to do anything in that. There's no way. You
not
can't,
as muddy as it was.
Even if you're substantially faster, which obviously I can't even remember where he finished, but even if you're substantially faster than everybody, as gnarly as that track was and as deep and as greasy as it was, you're not going to be able to push the pace enough where you're going to drop unless dudes are just hitting the deck in front of you.
Yeah.
Like, it's just not going to happen. Like, because there was lap times, I think it was Bogle, one lap was like a 2:35, and the next lap he was like a 2:58 and then a 2:44.
Yep.
But I guarantee it had nothing to do with the fact that he hit the ground. It's just, you were that inconsistent because how bad it was. So, it basically was where you started. That's probably where you were going to finish. But, yeah, I think that he's probably... Even though mathematically he's still not out of it, especially with the way Eli's been riding, I think that he's kind of just wanting the season to be over with so he can get his thumb fixed.
Yep. So, and then 4th overall, Cooper Webb.
Pretty good. Pretty good. Building.
ride.
Still not on the 2018.
But he's building.
He's building.
He's there. And the second moto, he looked really good. He was putting on a charge second moto. He passed Eli, got around Cole, right?
Yep.
Got around
Dino.
Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
So he was just too far back to catch Davalos and Marv. But
I don't even know how you. Even if he like gets on the box the next two races, like I don't even know how you feel about his season. It's kind of like what we were talking. It's kind of like what we were talking about in the podcast with the Hurlings deal. Not to go into that, but like just for reference, like you have all this hype coming off the 250. You're the defending 250 champion, defending two-time Supercross 250 champion, and you're like
your season's just kind of like.
But you can chalk it up to a lot of adversity that he's gone through this season. It's not like he's just rode like shit. He just had a lot of shit going on with him this season. So
yeah.
I don't know if you call it a success, but I don't know if you call it an utter failure. I mean, he's like in 10th in the points, so at best I think he can get his 8th. But I don't know how I feel about his season. Up and down, I guess.
I don't.
You can't. You don't say good, but do you say bad? Do you just say like mediocre?
I just say it was.
It was his season.
It was a season.
He's got to come out swinging next season, though.
Yep.
He's got to come out swinging at Monster Cup if he doesn't. If this knee thing is not an issue where he's got to get it fixed, which it doesn't sound like it.
Yep.
He's got to come out swinging at Monster Cup.
Yep.
So.
Yep. Got to prove something.
Yep. So on to the third place guy, and we'll get into why it's a little bit more important that he continues to get podiums. Cole Seeley.
Cole Seeley.
Almost had second had he not got squirrely when he almost had second overall.
Yes.
I'm happy. And I will get into why I'm happy that he got third, but I'm very happy that he continues to do this well.
He's just quietly impressive, I guess you'd say. Because there's not a lot of hype around him. You don't talk about him a lot, especially with outdoors.
No, not until Supercross. You don't talk.
Nope.
You don't talk.
So,
and even people forget about him. Like how many times people do podcasts, the preview shows, they get halfway through and then they're like,
"Oh, Cole Seeley.
Cole Seeley. Oh, that guy still rides. Yeah." Yeah.
So yeah, quietly good, and yeah, great that he's on the up and up here of doing well. So
if he, do you think with the way he rides, and even especially that first moto, and never giving up and just keep pushing forward, that being on the box the next two rounds is a possibility?
Yeah, I think so.
Especially if he rides like he did that first moto at Washougal.
Yeah, but there's one problem. One guy standing in his way.
Who's that?
Our next guy up.
Oh! Martin Davalos!
We believe in Martin!
Martin! Holy shit!
Second, and the second moto. Second overall.
Somebody give this dude a ride for next year.
He needed to be on 450 a long time ago.
I'm not going to give credit to a certain person, but he needs to get a ride next year.
Steve Mathis.
Damn you, fucking...
We believe in Martin Davalos.
We believe in Martin Davalos.
No, great ride, man. Great ride. And this guy, he's another one. Quietly good.
And it's always the second moto, too.
Which is weird.
For Martin.
And he doesn't fade in the second moto
either.
No. It's not like he gets a good start, leads, and then fades to like third, fourth.
And let's not forget, folks, Martin's going to be 31. And that's not old, but that's old in motocross years.
Chad Reed.
Chad Reed. But great for Martin, man. Great way. I mean, it really makes you wonder.
Him and Seeley, quietly good every single week.
But does it...
and you don't really talk... I mean, you're like, wow, Davalos is up here. But then that's it. That's the end of the conversation.
You don't hype him up knowing in the next round.
And it's like, do you even know where he's at in points?
No, honestly, I don't.
But he has to be okay.
He's got to be top 10.
He's got to be top 10 because he's been so good all year.
But what's crazy is the fact is how well he's doing, and he may not even end up with a ride until December 25th.
Well, that's okay. He could be Malcolm Stewart, win a title, and
Well, Malcolm did his own doing.
Anyway, let's not get into that. But yeah, I don't know.
So before we get to the first place guy, and pretty much everybody knows who that is, let's touch on Eli Tomac. What are we thinking right now? Because
what's wrong with him? That's my question. What's wrong with him?
Well, I seen a lot on our 2.5 hour break. I did a lot of searching all over the place because we had nothing to do. Travis was sleeping. I was on my phone, and I was just checking a lot of different things, talking to some people, checking the message boards. And you know what the main thing that came up is Eli Tomac really a mental head case? People are seriously believing how the last 3 rounds have been going.
He could be. I don't want to believe it.
Is he really going to throw this 31 points. Now, that's a lot of points with only 2 rounds to go, but Jesus God.
He could be, man.
If he throws this championship away, oh my God. I don't believe it. I don't expect it to happen, But I swear, if he throws his championship away, I don't believe Eli Tomac can do anything for the rest of his career.
I don't think so either. Because this has been, like, coming in, everybody, oh, it's his title to win, it's his title. And we even thought it too, and all the talk about, could he go 24-0? Because who's going to challenge him? Like, Marv can't beat him outdoors, really, and all this shit.
And this will be different than Supercross because of the fact everybody will look at it with their own little twist. But the reason why I think it's different than Supercross is because Supercross, he kept winning and winning, and he had nothing to lose. And then he came off this huge win streak, like, what was it, 7 in a row? I can't even remember. It's been so long now. 7 in a row, the last or second to last round, and he throws it away by just riding like a complete spode by Eli Tomac standards. Whereas this one, he had a huge point gap where he really didn't have to push it, and he hadn't been wearing himself out, and now it's like he's completely imploding.
Yep.
He's completely imploding. And I don't know if it's the fact that he's just backing it down and going Dungy-esque. And the reason why I say that is because even Washougal, I don't think that's it, because you and me both looked at it and were like, oh no, he backed it down. But then we hear reports that he was pissed that Marv whooped his ass that bad. That he couldn't make up any time on him.
Well, here's...
Dude,
Here's another thing, and we've talked about this. Does he need to time it where he literally gets the points lead in the last round if he wins? Because he seems to do well coming from behind, but when he's not behind, he doesn't do well.
Here's the thing. For me, and
Head case.
this is just me, and I really am. I'm believing. I said firmly that I thought it was a Kenny thing. I don't think it's a Kenny thing anymore. I think he's just mentally not there. If he wins this championship, but if he only wins by 5 points, if Marv just straight goes out and does what he's doing, and Eli just struggles, I'm really gonna believe that he got lucky that he won the championship this year. And then if he loses it, oh my lord. I will never believe he will win anything
ever. If he loses it, that could be the end of Eli Tomac, because he could come out next Supercross, just be a huge head case.
Okay, we're talking about a lot of hyperbole here, but let's just say for the sake of it that for craziness, if that happens and he loses his championship, what is your immediate reaction come second moto at the end of Crawfordsville? And it says Marvin Musquin, or probably not Blake Baggett, but Marvin Musquin, 2017 450 outdoor champion, Eli Tomac second place. What is your immediate reaction right now? What is your immediate reaction? Are you just done with Eli Tomac at this point?
Yeah.
Like, seriously, just done?
Yep. I mean, it's kind of one of those things. It's like, dude, this was the easiest title you were ever going to have.
And he was 70 points up at one point.
Yeah. And now you're 21, 31,
21.
Whatever.
31 to Marv.
31 to Marv, 21 to Baggett. Yeah. So...
Because we have to really think about it. It's hard-pressed to say that he could lose 31 points in 2 rounds.
But he lost 22 today.
He lost 22 today, and let's be honest, that first moto, he struggled.
Hard.
Bad. Like, I've never seen it. Like, I don't care if it was a mud moto or not. Dude, he was getting passed like he was a B rider racing in the pro class.
I don't know.
Dude, I'm just...
It just
and then with Roxon coming back,
and then
with Roxon coming back, like, dude, it bewilders to me to think that that's a possibility, but with it 31 points... It is. It's a complete possibility. Which makes us transition into the first place guy, Marvin Musquin. 6 for 6, 3 in a row.
Mentally.
Might as well fucking say he's going to go 10 for 10.
Good, man. Which would be weird. He goes 10 for 10 and he wins, what?
More races than Eli.
More races than Eli and freaking whatever.
So are we saying if he does that, then are we saying that the only reason and say Eli does win the championship, but he wins it by being consistent, but he still looks terrible, and Marv wins the next 4, and that'll be 5 in a row, 10 for 10. Are we going to say that even though Eli Tomac won the championship, that he won it because Marv only because Marv got hurt, that Marv was the better rider this year? So basically...
yeah, we're saying that. I mean, what else do you want to say? I mean, Marv is on a tear, and he fucking has a torn knee.
And he's dominating.
And he's dominating.
He's dominated.
Like, he's not winning by a little bit. Like, he's dominating. Like, he destroyed everybody last week at Washougal, or 2 weeks ago at Washougal. He won handily today. He won, what was it, 3 weeks ago, where were we at?
Millville.
Won Millville, going away. Like,
so can we say that if so basically the gist I'm getting from you, and I know you even said it, that the only way Eli, in your mind, is going to prove that he should have won this championship is if he wins the next 4? Does he have to win, in your mind, the next 4 motos?
He doesn't have to win the next 4, but he has
does he have to
be
does he have to dominate? Does he have to dominate Marvin?
He doesn't have to dominate Marv. He needs to win, as far as I'm concerned, he needs to win at least 1 or 2 out of the next 4, and he needs to be within reach of Marv Like, Marv can still beat him. That's
Yeah.
fine. And he won't lose the title if Marv just beats him and he gets second or whatever.
Yeah, no.
But he needs to be around there. Like, this fucking around in 5th place, 9th place, whatever, that can't be what you're doing.
So what happens if he, say for the sake of it, he gets 2-2 at Budds Creek, but Marv waxes him by 28 seconds?
Yeah, then it...
See, if this
then
was
you
Crawfordsville, it'd be different.
Then you still kind of look at it and go, oh, well, Marv's still, like, waxing him, so...
And that's what I mean, like, are we just at this point that if that happens... So say Eli gets second the next 2 rounds, but Marv yards him, and we know that even in Eli's case, just wanting to mail this in and get a championship, that he doesn't want to get beat that bad, I'm going to have to say at the end of the season that Marv should have won the championship. Because, I mean, dude, that's bad. Like, 4-4, okay.
Yep.
10 for 10, that's... Ken Roxon wouldn't let that shit happen. James Stewart wouldn't let that shit happen. Ricky Carmichael, Ryan Villapo, Ryan Dungey wouldn't even let that shit happen.
No.
So I'm just... we're Eli Tomac fans. Everybody who watches this show knows that. But right now, I'm like...
Yeah, it's very...
It's fluid. It's fluid. It's very fluid.
It moves around everywhere.
It just keeps going.
Goes up, down,
Yep,
sideways.
yep.
It's fluid as fuck right now.
So,
God.
I guess before we talk about the big talk at the end of the show, Budds Creek predictions for 250, 450.
250, I'm going to say Osborne goes 1-1.
Okay.
450. I'm going to say Marv and Eli split. Wins. But I'm hesitant because I feel like Marv is could go 1-1 pretty easily. But I'm going to say they split.
Who's your third place guy? Since we're not doing the full 3 and
Third place, dude, for
450. No, 450.
Overall or?
Overall, not Moto.
Martin Davalos.
Third overall? That'd be 3 in a row? Okay. 250, I'm going to say Joey and Zacho split wins. And I guess it really doesn't matter who gets the overall, but I just say they split wins. And 450, I'm going to go Marv 1-1. I'm going to go Marv 1-1.
Did you think at the beginning of the year you would be saying
Marv 1-1?
I think Marv's going to go 1-1 over Eli?
Fuck no. Hell no. No. Not how he got dominated in Supercross. Hell no. Marv 1-1. Probably going to do a little bit of a shocker to you. I'm going to go Coop second, Cole Seeley third. Because I am that far off of the... I don't know where Eli's head is right now, dude. If Eli goes out and wins it or gets second, once again, it's never going to shock me. But dude, I think he's mentally screwed right now. I think he realizes with Supercross, like I said, he had nothing to lose, so he never knew if he was going to really win the championship.
Yeah.
I think he is so mentally conflicted right now, whether, hey, do I go try to win these motos or do I just mail it in? But we all know what happens when you ride out of your comfort zone, and going slower is not Eli's comfort zone. You are prone to make more mistakes. I just don't know. I think he's conflicted. Does he go fast, or does he just mail it in? But then when he mails it in, he starts making stupid mistakes that he wouldn't normally make.
That's when you gotta have somebody in your corner going, dude, just go for it, because if you mail it in, 9 times out of 10, and we've seen this, it doesn't work.
And
like,
the thing,
you end up crashing.
And the weird thing is that you got to
Or
believe that
losing.
John, his dad, is telling him go for it.
Oh yeah.
So what is the deal?
John's got to be being like, dude, just go out there.
Just hanging
and
out, bro.
Yeah, who cares? I mean, I guess if you crash and you lose the title, well, you lost the title trying to go fast. Like,
I don't think he gets a podium at Budds Creek. I really don't. I think he's so mentally conflicted right now, man.
hurts my head to say that.
It does. It's just, but you know what I mean, though. I think he doesn't know what to do.
No.
Which is sad because he should know what to do.
Yep.
Like, get third. Dude, get third. You know how to go fast enough to get just third. And I just don't think he knows what to do. I really don't. So, Marv 1-1. I say Coop gets second, and Cole Seeley continues to build and get third. Which, you wanna just go into it?
Yeah, we could.
Okay.
Yeah,
Might as well.
Yep. Okay. So obviously, big news of the weekend. Des Nations team announced, and we will do a full Des Nations show pre and post.
We only have one more big team that needs to be announced yet, and that's Great Britain.
But as far as Des Nations goes, Cole Seeley MX1, Zach Osborne MX2, and Thomas Covington MX3.
And Zacho is the team captain, which has never happened.
Is the team captain.
A 250, yeah, a smaller bore rider has never been the team captain.
Well, have we ever had a 28-year-old be a 250 rider?
No.
So there you go.
Full of firsts.
Right there, we're full first. But other than that, my biggest shocker is Thomas Covington.
For picking him or picking him in the 450 class?
A little bit of both.
Because would
Little
you have
bit
picked him in the MX2 and just put him on a 250 and put Zacho on an M? But then you're like, well, Zacho's riding the 250 so well.
Yeah, that's the thing, and it's weird. Now we knew like middle of the week that we weren't going to get J-Mart on the 450 for the
Or
MX3
Plessinger.
ride or Plessinger. Plessinger's got foot surgery, and Honda openly said we're only paying for one rider to go. We're
Yep.
not paying for two.
And-
so we knew we weren't
and-
getting J-Mart because we were 99% sure Sealy was locked in.
And Webb and Barsha.
And Webb and Barsha were out for different reasons. This is like the F squad, but hopefully I think it'll do okay.
Here's the thing, though, and we're not going to get too deep into it, but just kind of immediate reaction. Like I told you when I got here today, I don't think it's as bad as everybody thinks it's going to be. Let's just put it out there. This is in no way even our C squad, and no disrespect to even Zacho. He would have been on the A squad. Let's be real. But this is no disrespect to them compared to what could have been. But I don't think it's as bad as everybody thinks it is, because you're talking about 3 hungry riders. You're talking about 3 dudes that never give up. And let's be honest, Covington this year, when he is on it, now I say when because he's been mildly inconsistent, when he is on it, you could arguably say that between him and Jonas, they've been the 2 fastest guys when Covington has gotten a start. So it's not like Covington's just getting his ass handed to him over there in the MX2 class.
Well,
he's got a win already this year.
And the other thing is he's been to this track
He knows
several times, so he knows it. So
and Cole continues to build, and that's why I say that if Cole can get 2 podiums for the next 2 rounds,
yep.
we know who the top teams are going to be, but I don't feel like it's as bad as everybody thinks it is. And with Cole, I don't think there's going to be a lot of expectation on him. I think it'll be like, dude, your first time, you're, so-and-so age, you're 28 or 29 or whatever he is now. This is your first time here. You're not even our points leader. You're just our next best guy. People are going to be like, hey, no pressure. Just go have fun with it. Enjoy the experience. And that's why I think they didn't make him team captain. I just feel that a lot of people are like, oh, God, this is going to be a debauchery, and they're not even going to get top 5. But if you really look at it...
I'm with you. I don't think it's going to be that bad, but I don't know. I'm nervous. I mean, you got Covington that we put on the team. Covington was on Puerto Rico's team.
Yeah.
Like, we literally pulled him from Puerto Rico's team.
But if you really think
They're
about
like,
it, though,
he's ours.
out of the options that we had, who was better than the guy that's already ridden the track?
Fuck, I don't know.
Because
we were out of options.
see, here's the thing.
Should have just not gone.
Nope.
Should have just mailed in the letter saying,
Nope.
sorry, we respectfully decline our invitation to go to MX Nations this year. We'll see you next year at Redbud.
The great thing is you're talking about 3 guys, though, that are very consistent.
Yes.
When you get to a certain point. Covington's not consistent on the front of winning, but he's consistent. Cole is consistent, and we obviously know what Zacho's doing. The immediate reaction for me is I just don't think it's as bad as everybody thinks it's going to be. I'm not going to say we're going to win, but who knows? We didn't think in 09 when we said Dungey, Jake Weimer, and Ivan Tedesco we were going to win either. If our guys give us top 5s, that's all we need is top 5s. Zacho goes out and wins his class. Dude, we could be looking at a championship, which would be freaking crazy considering the last 2 years we couldn't do it with the guys that were supposed to be better than this team.
Yep. So, I don't know. Like I said, we'll have a full breakdown Desnations going into Desnations, and then we'll have a breakdown after Desnations. So we'll do that. And
Like middle September, you thinking?
yeah, probably
September.
middle end of September we'll put one out because it's the 1st of October, right?
Yeah,
It's
last.
Desnations,
Yep.
yeah. So we'll have the USGP round in there too. Or actually, no, that we're just going to do the podcast for.
Just doing the podcast.
Just doing the podcast for the GP round. And then Monster Cup, we'll have a pre and post show. There'll be a bloopers outtakes show I'm going to produce, so we'll have that. And this is just pre-warning you guys. I'll say this the next 2 shows anyway. So we will have some shows coming up here, but it's going to be more sporadic, spread out at best.
And then the
over the
Supercross
next couple
preview
months.
show.
And then the Supercross
Well,
preview
we got
show.
Sealy season 2.
In December, yeah. So we have a silly season, a bloopers show, a pre and post show for Desnations, a pre and post show for Monster Cup, and that was it, right?
Yeah, and then the Supercross preview. So yeah.
Yeah, and then the Supercross preview, which probably will be up middle of December. So
we got content coming for you guys.
Content coming.
We don't get time off. We're just gonna keep going straight through into January 1. Holy shit!
yes. But anyway, that's anything else for this episode here? No?
No, not really.
All right, cool. So that's basically been this episode, Unadilla review show here. Again, make sure you smash like, comment, share it, all that good jazz. If you don't like it, hit that thumbs down button. Awesome. Great. Thanks. Amazon links. Click those. Go to Amazon. Buy shit.
Tell your
Not even
friends.
the shit that I put on there. Just buy stuff. Period. And check us out on Facebook at Moto Aftermath Show. And that's been our show. And we will see you guys next week for Budds Creek. Sure.
Okay. Just trying to see what you got thinking here instead of winging it like a douchebag.
I like winging it.
Yeah, whatever. Okay.
What's wrong with winging it?
Nothing.
We literally have winged every single fucking show
I know,
we've
for
ever
like
done.
almost a year now.
Yes. And
Except-
now you want to change and get organized. What the fuck's wrong with you? We've been doing great. Now you want to change shit up.
Now I want to change it so we fucking
This
suck.
is like going 12-0 on a 13-game season, and on game 13 you want to change it.
Did you just use a sports reference?
Yes.
Don't do that. I don't like it. I don't like it when we talk sports.
Yay, sports.
Because you're a hockey guy and I don't like
Yay,
hockey.
sports.
Yay, sports! Alright, anyway, that's cool. If you want to do a rain dance, you can fucking look
All
like
right, you ready?
a fucking Indian.
Scene 1, take 1, 3, 2, 1.